What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going through game week 30 in the Premier League. Starting off at St James's Park, Newcastle West Ham. This game proved to be one of the games of the season, in my opinion probably the game of the season. And there's been some really good ones. You obviously think back to Chelsea, Man City, Tottenham. There's been a lot of very good ones this season and this one was right up there. I put a 3-1 win for Newcastle. They won 4-3, an insane game. Quite controversial. Newcastle got off to the best possible start after Anthony Gordon was fouled after 3 minutes. Some people are saying he was offside, but I don't really understand how he could have been when Mavropanos clearly plays the ball willingly. Like, he moves his leg towards the ball and kicks it, which means Gordon can't be offside. And now people are saying he didn't mean to kick the ball. Like, what's he doing? It's a clear penalty. Isak tucked away very well, but then after that it was a very end-to-end game. One team would have an attack, then the other team would have an attack, and unfortunately, Lascelles got injured after about 15 minutes. He had to go off. Kraft came on and Antonio scored a really nice goal. Good thing from Newcastle, Kraft playing him on. Paqueta played a really nice pass, really good finish from Antonio as well, equalised. Game continued to be very end-to-end. And right at the end of the first half, West Ham scored another very controversial goal because Shaw was on the floor with a face injury. Really, the referee should have stopped play, but he didn't. And West Ham scored. Newcastle players were angry about that, but West Ham went in 2-1 up. Very intelligent from West Ham, Paqueta, Bowen and Kudus all combining. And then very early in the second half, Jarrod Bowen made it 3-1, counter-attack from a corner with some miles of space. And yeah, he tucked away very well. But after that, oh my God, West Ham threw. And it's not even West Ham threw, David Moyes threw. David Moyes saw what happened when he took Antonio off for a holding midfielder and moved Bowen up front against Aston Villa. They lost all control of the game. It was one-way traffic. They dropped 2 points in that game. They were 3-1 up here, and I can get trying to go more defensive to, keep your lead and whatever. But this Newcastle backline was shot to bits. It was completely changing. Livramento had to go off injured. Shaw was carrying a bit of a knock. Why would you not keep putting pressure on him? He takes Antonio for Calvin Phillips, who, by the way, has probably been the worst signing in the league this season. He has been atrocious. But you take off Antonio, who's been a nuisance. He's a big threat. You put Bowen into a position where he's not the best. He's quite clearly more comfortable off the right, and he's a lot better off the right. You bring on a really bad holding midfielder, and you just allow Newcastle to get back into the game, and that's exactly what happened. Harvey Barnes came on after Almond got injured. Calvin Phillips gave away a penalty, another controversial one. Gordon did very well, and it's a penalty because Calvin Phillips literally boots him really hard. It's a clear penalty. Isak tucked it away yet again, and then it was the Harvey Barnes show. He scored 2 really nice goals. Isak got a beautiful assist, but Calvin Phillips once again at fault for the winner. He could have put a much better effort in trying to stop Harvey Barnes. I don't know what's happened to the bloke, but he's just been terrible since signing for West Ham. He doesn't run, he doesn't do anything, he keeps giving the ball away, he looks really slow. He needs to go back to Leeds. But this is what I've been waiting for Harvey Barnes. I know he's got, I've been waiting at the start of the season to see him perform like this. He's a really good player. He was really good at Leicester last season and over the last couple of years. He's an excellent finisher. His second goal was brilliant. The way he just finessed that into the far corner, top class finish. Paqueta and Bruno had a very good battle in this game as well. Two very good friends from Brazil, both formerly of Lyon as well. They just kept going at each other. It was brilliant. But David Moyes needs to go. I can't believe he took Antonio off again after seeing what happened last time. Against this shot to bits Newcastle defence, he could have been 5-1 to West Ham if he kept Antonio on. Kudus, Bowen and Paqueta is a top-class attacking midfield trio. That's easily Champions League quality. Easily. He's done very well there. He's won him a trophy, a big European trophy as well. But his time's up because the football they're playing is not good enough for the squad they've got. Fantastic from Eddie Howe though. Once again proving that he is one of the best. I'm going to still say the best. He's my favourite manager in the league. He's just phenomenal. Great win for Newcastle. Keeps him in the hunt for Europe. Only a point behind West Ham now. Next up we've got Bournemouth Everton. After it's the draw. Bournemouth 1-2-1. Really, really unfortunate for Everton though. At 0-0 I thought Everton should have had a penalty. Cavalier was clearly kicked in the box by Adams. Somehow that was not given. I don't really understand what VAR is doing if it's not going to give that. It's a clear kick. And it took him off balance, and it's a foul, it's a penalty. Solanke scored yet again for Bournemouth, his 16th league goal of the season, before Beto levelled very late on. But Coleman scored the dumbest own goal I think I've ever seen. You could clearly see Pickford's in front of him. You can't chest it back to him because he's not there. So what are you doing? Just get it out. or tell Pickford, "Hey, leave it. I'm gonna put," like, the communication from Everton was horrendous in this game, and none of the defenders were talking to each other. It's now 12 games in a row they haven't won. They've lost 3 on the bounce, and they're still yet to win at the Vitality. Chelsea against Burnley. Now this actually was a really, really good game, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought Chelsea would win quite comfortably. Burnley went down to 10 men, and I thought it'd be even more comfortable than what I originally predicted, but oh my god, was I wrong about that. It was a very good start to the game. Both sides had some big chances. Jackson, Palmer, Odobert had a really, really good strike for Burnley, brilliant save from Petrovic. Essenion was sent off for Burnley for 2 yellow cards. The second one, he also gave away a penalty, and he got a yellow card for it as well. It's a very soft penalty, but I do think it was one because he had his arm on his neck. Like, it's soft, but I think it wasn't a wrong decision. The company also lost his head at that and got himself sent off. Palmer put the penalty away, but straight away in the second half, Cullen scored a brilliant goal to level with Burnley, and Burnley had chances after that as well. Foster had a really good one, good header, good save from Petrovic. He tried a bicycle kick, but it was blocked. Sterling had a big chance from a header that he should have probably scored as well here over, but he did get a really nice assist for Palmer, who put Chelsea back in the lead for just a couple minutes because Burnley once again levelled the game through a corner, brilliant header. And Burnley almost won it late on as well. Jay Rodriguez hit the crossbar and then tried to bicycle kick it into goal and missed. But yeah, really good performance from Burnley, especially considering they had 10 men for over half the game. Burnley are now unbeaten in 3 games, all 3 of them coming against London clubs. And there were 51 shots in this game, 20 on target in total. That is brilliant, brilliant entertainment. Really poor result for Chelsea. Pochettino's job is hanging by a thread. He should go. He's been terrible. Burnley's 5 chances. I think actually take a bit of a step up after a brilliant performance here, especially considering a lot of the teams around them dropped points. Speaking of, Forest against Palace, I predicted 2-1 Forest win. They drew 1-1. This is one of the teams around Burnley. Palace started the game very well. They went 1-0 up through Mateta as they got the assist. Adam Wharton has looked phenomenal since signing from Blackburn Rovers. Wood scored yet another goal, Gibbs White with the assist as well. Them two have looked very dangerous in recent weeks. But it's a game that I think Forest needed to win, considering the position they're in at home. They should be winning this sort of game. And yeah, I think Nuno does have a bit to answer for because they started very well under him, but it looks like that new manager bounce is gone. Would Cooper be getting better results at this point? I think he might. Sheffield United against Fulham. I predicted a 2-2 draw. Ended up being a 3-3 draw. First half was really poor. There's only one real chance. No goals in the first half, but the second half was full of entertainment. One of the best second halves of the season. There were 3 really good games on this day, man. It was just insane. McBurney and Brereton Diaz both had fantastic games. A goal and an assist for McBurney, 2 goals and an assist for Brereton Diaz. McBurney almost had another goal as well, but unfortunately, Vinicius Souza was adjudged to be offside and blocking the keeper's view or something. I don't really know what it was disallowed for. That goal would have made it 4-1 Sheffield United, but they kept that 3-1. A minute later, Declan Reid, who just come on as a sub, scored a brilliant goal to make it 3-2. And then right at the end, Moyes, 8 goals in 8 games, overhead kick, straight in the corner, brilliant goal. He hit the woodwork, I think, twice in this game as well. He had a really good game yet again. He's in real good form. He looks really good as well, like he's an all-round striker play. They've replaced Mitrovic very well with him. I think Sheffield United's survival hopes would have been boosted with a big win here. And they did play fairly well, and they should be disappointed that they couldn't come out with the win, considering they were 3-1 up. Tottenham Hotspur against Luton, I predicted a 5-2 Tottenham win. Game wasn't quite that exciting. It finished 2-1 to Tottenham. Luton got off to a perfect start, however, with Tahish Chong scoring after 3 minutes. Werner had a huge chance as well, not too long after. Went round Kabore, but he shot a 1-on-1 wide. He had to score that. And I really like Werner. I think he's a fantastic player, but his finishing does need a lot of work. Later on in the half, Tottenham had a huge chance again. Son hit both posts, then Werner had his shot blocked, and then Sarr had a shot blocked off the line, all in the same sequence. Crazy stuff. But Tottenham levelled straight after the break. Brennan Johnson coming on for Kulusevski at half-time, and Brennan Johnson has been phenomenal off the bench. He's starting to look like a really, really, really good player. Putting a really dangerous ball to the back stick towards Werner, but Kabore, unfortunately for him, put it into his own net. If he hadn't done that though, Werner would have tapped it in, so it wasn't really anything he could do. Johnson had a huge chance that was blocked off the line by Doughty. There was literally a millimetre that stopped this being a goal. It was crazy. Like, I don't understand how that didn't go in. It looked like it was a clear goal. Kaminsky made a couple good saves as well. There was a Son chance, another Johnson chance, but so did Vicario. And towards the end of the game, Heung-min Son scores at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. course he does. As for Luton, it's another game where they've lost by a goal against a big team. It's unfortunate, but they can't keep doing that and expecting to survive. Aston Villa against Wolves. I thought it was a 2-1 Villa win. They won 2-0. And I knew that they were going to keep a clean sheet when I saw the Wolves attack, which consisted of a holding midfielder, a child, and a winger that's also kind of a central midfielder. Like, they were never going to score a goal. Although, with that being said, Ait Nouri had a huge chance at the start of the game. He was one-on-one, he was about 4 yards out and he hit it straight at the keeper. Such an easy chance, like, I don't understand how he's missed that. Watkins also missed a sitter when Tielemans played him in a really nice pass, but he just took himself too wide for some reason. He could have easily scored that. Rogers was a real handful as well. His dribbling was fantastic for Villa. But then they took the lead through Diaby, a really nice free kick routine. Wolves went to sleep. Diaby was open at the edge of the box and he just stuck it in the back of the net. A real thunderbolt from him. Villa made it 2-0 in the second half with Konza, whose cross turned into a really good shot in the end. He was looking for Duran, who played really well when he came on. Like, his hold-up play is phenomenal. And Villa had a couple more chances straight after that to make it even more comfortable. They couldn't take them. And Wolves provided a bit of a threat towards the end of the game, but they couldn't score. Villa won 2-0. They finally beat Wolves in the West Midlands derby. It's been quite a while. They haven't had a great record against them, but they got it done. Brentford against Manchester United. I predicted a 3-1 Man United win. It ended up being a 1-1 draw. This is probably one of the most one-sided 1-1 draws I've ever seen in my life. Brentford absolutely dominated. They hit the woodwork price in the first half through Zanka and Tony, who should have scored because he had a one-on-one. The only real chance Man United had in that first half, I think, was Højlund, who had a kind of a half chance, a good save from Flecken. Onana made a beautiful double save as well. He was really good in this game. Then Mbema came on and hit the bar himself. Right at the end of the game, Mason Mount came on and thought he'd won it with a really nice strike into the bottom corner, was cheering. But then Brentford had to come back and equalise. They deserved it. They deserved all 3 points. And they definitely deserved at least one, but it was really heartbreaking to see him get a point. And I just want him to go down so bad. Very good from Tony. Ayer scores 2 goals in 2 games. I think Ten Hag's time has to be up, man. 31 shots Brentford had. They had 81 touches in the Manchester United box, which is insane. How does that happen? You spent 400 million since you've been there. There's no identity with the way you play. You've got lucky in so many games, not just this season, but last season as well. This is not acceptable. You know, you can't be spending that much money and playing this bad. Now on to Sunday's games, the games involving the teams in the title race. Liverpool-Brighton, I predicted a 4-1 Liverpool win. They only won 2-1. And Brighton actually got off to a fantastic start after just 1 minute. Welbeck had the ball in the back of the net. Brilliant strike from him. Gave Brighton the lead, and I was thinking, oh, is there going to be a shock today? But then Diaz got an equaliser for Liverpool. A really poor defending from Brighton. And yeah, great finish from him, to be fair. But Brighton's left-hand side was constantly giving Liverpool problems. Conor Bradley did play well in this game, but I think we had a lot of success down that side. Even Welbeck was going there and having quite a bit. Lucky for Liverpool, it didn't result in goals. And Salah did score the winner, but he had 11 shots and only scored 1 goal, which is really poor. And although I thought Liverpool were nowhere near as good as they should have been in this sort of game, they did get the job done. But on another day, Brighton definitely could have got something. And Liverpool do need to pick up their performances because they have got some tough games coming up. Away at Goodison Park, away at Old Trafford. These are games that they don't typically do too well in. So yeah, they've got to definitely up their performance levels if they're going to get results there. And finally, the potential title decider, Manchester City against Arsenal. It was a really boring game. You know, I actually thought it was going to be entertaining. I said last time I predicted it to be a very boring game. This time I actually believed that it was going to be a bit more interesting, and it just wasn't. Defensively, very good displays. Both sides did very well in that respect. Saliba and Gabriel were monsters. Saliba got man of the match. Got man of the match at the Etihad and at Anfield this season, which is incredible. What a play he is for just a 23-year-old man. He's going to be an all-timer. City started the game with a bit more control, but they didn't create anything, and then Arsenal, once they got settled, they actually looked more dangerous in that first half. It looked like they had more purpose when they had the ball. But they didn't create anything too clear-cut themselves. Jesus had the only real half chance of the game in the first half. I thought Ben White was very good. You know, he was getting forward, getting a bit stressed down the Man City left-hand side, although Gvardiol also played very well. He's probably Man City's best player on the night. Foden. We need to have a conversation about that man, because once again, he stank the gaff up in a big game. He is the most overrated player in the world. He is not world class. He's a good dribbler, and that is it. He's aesthetically very pleasing to watch. I get that his dribbling is very silky, and when he's on it, he is very good. But his consistency does not exist. He is so overrated. I do not care what anyone says. He is not 19, 20 years old anymore. He is approaching 24. Okay, let's stop this gimmick that he is world class. Man got hooked after an hour in a title decider. That should tell you everything about him, man. He's not that good. Lukaku came on. I thought he actually did fairly well. His dribbling was very dangerous. You know, the Arsenal defenders looked very scared whenever he got the ball. Unfortunately, his final ball was not good enough. Did a couple shots that were wayward. He definitely did more than Foden, at least. Rico Lewis also came on and did very well for a 19-year-old to come into this sort of game, you know, on this stage and play like that. He did very well at the Emirates early in the season. Did very well here as well. What a player he's going to be, man. Last season, Arsenal fans were mocked for blaming the loss at the Etihad on the absence of Saliba. This game proved they were right because he was there. Haaland did nothing. Haaland couldn't do anything. Gabriel was also much better. I think part of that is because he feels a lot more confident when he's got Saliba next to him, because he knows even if he does make a mistake, he's got Saliba there. You know, whereas with Holding, you don't really trust him. So it was a big reason why Man City won so easy last season. I think if Saliba was there, it would have been a much different game and Arsenal could have got something. But they proved it this season. That's what I thought of the game week. Who do I think is going to win the title? I believe in Arsenal to do it now. They've got a point at the Etihad. I feel like Arsenal's toughest game will be Tottenham away. That's the one I can see him dropping points in. I think Tottenham also drop points there, and I think Liverpool will drop points against both Everton and Man United, maybe even Tottenham at home. They've got to go away to Villa Park. They've got a tough end to the season. I think they've got the toughest of the three, which is why I don't think they're going to go on to do it. Despite the fact they are currently top, I do believe that Arsenal are going to go on to do it. Anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for another video.